Kלים Mishnah Zayin. This Mishnah actually, it's obviously a Mishnah which theoretically I should actually be showing you pictures and charts. However, I'm going to try without any pictures and just using my hands to explain this Mishnah. A little bit technical, but it's quite simple, quite straightforward. We're dealing with a mesechta. It's a mat, a long, large reed mat used for sleeping on. And I'm going to have to explain to you how this mat is made. It's a long mat, maybe 6, 8, 10 feet long. And a lot of people sleep on this mat. So people sleep next to each other, side by side. In 1, 2, 3, 4, all people sleeping down this mat. The way the mats are made, you have the konim. The konim are sticks. You have a stick here, another stick there, another stick here, with spacing in between. You then take your reeds, and the reeds go the other way. So if the sticks go north-south, the reeds go east-west. So the reeds, you start off at one end, and you take a bunch of reeds, tie them into a big knot, and then you split the reeds to go some underneath the stick, some above the stick. You then twist them, keep on twisting. When you get to the next reed, again you go up and below the stick, twist again to the next reed, and then you carry on all the way along, and right at the end you then do another knot. And then you go up the sticks until you build your mat that way. All reeds going east-west while the sticks go north-south. I hope you've got the picture. Says the Mishnah, the long dimension of the mat. When I told you before, the mat was, let's say, 6 or 10 feet across. If you make the sticks going along the length, so assuming the mat goes this way, and the sticks also go this way, there is a problem, because when you try to lie this way along the mat, you can't, because the sticks make it particularly uncomfortable to sleep on. And that's why the mat is now not called roi l'shchiva, and is tahira. That's the view of the Tanna Kamma. The view of the Tanna Kamma is that a mat is only osir l'shchiva if the sticks are put in the northwest, l'rochba, this way, so that you can sleep in between them across. However, if you make the sticks this way, the assumption is that people want to sleep this way, and then you can't because the sticks disturb you sleeping. And the Chonim say, no, whichever way you make the sticks, even if they go la'arka, the mat is still able to be slept on if you just sleep the other way. True, you may not get as many people sleeping there as you would have wished, but you can still sleep la'arka between the sticks, and therefore it's still tamei ad sheyasa kamin kai, unless you arrange the sticks in such a way that whichever direction you try to sleep, the sticks are going to disturb you. The word kai is one of the Greek letters, and is normally known to be like an X. So of course, if you have the sticks going that way and that way, they cross each other, then whichever way you try to sleep, you can't. Therefore, the mat is not made of shchiva, and the mat is tahir. What happens to Som Rochba? You make the mat the normal way. The sticks go down the north-south direction, so you can sleep in between the sticks. But they're so close that there isn't 4 tfachim width between the sticks. The Mishnah is assuming that you need at least 4 tfachim width in order to sleep. If you haven't got 4 tfachim, again the mat's not able to be slept on. The mat is tahir. After you've got your ready-made mat, it then breaks and it splits. It splits. L'rochba means, in our case, where we said the sticks were running on the north-south direction, and the reeds were going on the long east-west dimension, and it splits on a north-south divide. So what happens when you break the mat that way? Here now the mat is just going to fall apart because all the reeds are broken. The reeds are broken down the middle. What happens now is that on both sides, the reeds will just now untangle and just fall away, and therefore Rabbi Huda says the mat is now tar, it's a broken kli. Even if you don't split the mat down the middle. Remember we said when you take the reeds and you twist them up and down up and across the sticks, interweaving them in the sticks. At the end, both at the right end and the left end, you tie the reeds together, you make a big knot. If those Roshei HaMa'adanin, from the word Vayelech Elov Agag Ma'adanos, if those knots at the end get undone, what's going to happen is eventually the whole thing will get undone. And therefore, as soon as you, if the Roshei HaMa'adanin get undone, Tahira, the mat is Tahir. What happens if Nechla Kala Orka? This long mat is split this way. Now, even if it breaks all the way across, each bit which is left actually will not undo itself, because those reeds are still intact. They haven't been broken this way. Says the Mishnah, all we need here is a simple measure, a simple shear of how much width has to be left to make it still able to be royal shchiv. In other words, if you've got a thin mat that is this thin, you can't lie. I mean, you can sit on it, but it's not actually, you can't put much of your body. How much width of mat do you need to say this mat is still able to be slept on? You've still got enough length to put your body on. Says the Mishnah, if 3 of the big knots on the side, each of these knots take up 2 tfachim width of mat, if you've got 3 knots left which provide 6 tfachim of width on which to lie your body, which is an amma, then that's called royal ishchiva tamea, because an amma, that's about an amma, is enough length to lie on, and therefore the mat is still called tome. Now I hope I was able to explain that Mishnah without any diagrams. And the Mishnah carries on with a simple din, when you make the mat, at which point of the manufacture can you now say you've got your gemar kli, the mat is now finished? Misha tikonev. When you clip off, when you make a mat, there's all little bits sticking out, little bits of reed. You then take a pair of scissors and you clip them off. When you clip off all those little bits, hi gemar malachta, that's the gemar malach of the mat, and the mat is now able to be makabel tumah. That's Baruch Hashem, the end of Perik Chof. And now we come on to Perik Chof Aleph, which is not a long Perik, but again is very technical. And there, we start off dealing with the weaving of Kelim, so there I may have to actually use more diagrams than I used in this Perik. So Perik Chof Aleph next.